Welcome back to the channel, Dreamers. Thank you for clicking on the video and checking us out over here on YouTube at Pipe Dream Arena. Appreciate you guys coming over, saying hi. We're going to be playing some draft today. But before that, I want to say something. I always say something because it's my show. I have to. Anyway, there's a new movie out. It looked bad. And I knew it was going to be bad. And I have to say, the movie wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was still bad. It is The Next Goal Wins. It's about the America Samoa soccer team that just completely sucked, and it's based off of true events. And there are some really good things that they talk about in this. That actually, honestly, the story about the Samoan team isn't really who really cares. But it does touch on body dysmorphia, sexual identity, and other things like that. That if it was in a better movie, would be really good. The issue is that it's basically, that sports comedy shtick that we had growing up back in the 80s and 90s, the Big Green Mile, or was it the Big Green Mile, or what was it? The soccer team with the kids. It kind of hits those notes, but they know what they tried to produce, and they don't go into the cliches that much, which is kind of a relief in a way. And it just comes out to not a funny movie. I think in the entire time I laughed twice. And it was literally during the last third. But it did, like I said, it had, if it was an emotional movie, I think it would have been fine. I think it would have been a lot better if they didn't try to make it funny. And I don't want to ruin the twists in it, but this does talk about depression, loss, what this does to us, and it does a great job of not overly hitting on it, not making it the center point. It's more of you see how people react to these things. And you're like, I don't know why this guy is acting this way. But when it comes out, it's like, you finally understand. You understand what certain amount of these characters are going through. Like I said, it goes through depression and everything to that extent. And one of the greatest parts of this movie is the talk of LGBTQ. I don't know the entire thing, so I may be messing that up. I do apologize to anybody who's in that. But basically the sense of not being yourself in your own body and how that affects people. And unfortunately, it only talks about it for 1 minute. But it does a really, in my opinion, granted, I'm straight, so I've never really felt the way that a lot of people do feel about it. Normally when I see an LGBTQ, talking about gays and stuff like that, it is, homosexuality, it is overhanded. And this movie does a good job of making you feel for these people and know what they're going through, which is fantastic. They do a really good job, in my opinion, a really good job with it. The problem is that it should have been the focus of the movie. And they didn't really talk about this depression, this loss, this not being the right person in your body. And they don't really talk about it. They show some emotions, but again, the emotions are only lasting probably a total, like if you combine all the emotional stuff, maybe 5 minutes out of the entire movie. And it was literally that me watching it. It's like you guys did such a good job of writing these characters who are based off of real people going through these things. But you shot it in a way that it's supposed to be a comedy and said this is a sports comedy. You should have made it a sports drama. And it just gives me that sick feeling that people they believe that people won't see this movie because of these issues that should be explained, should be talked about. And they just kind of you know what? We're not going to mention it at all. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to mention it. This is a sports comedy. And the best part that they did in this movie was the dramatic stuff. And it frustrates me. Because that part was actually interesting and written well, acted well, directed well. And they should have stuck with that. And it bothers me that they really didn't. They're like, we're going to shoot this and try to make these people act like this is a comedy. And it doesn't work as a comedy. It would work as a drama. Also, the main actor, if you've seen the stuff, he has an American accent, and he's supposed to be from Europe. And the only way, besides them mentioning it, I think they mentioned that he's a European one time, and at the very beginning, he's like, well, you people call it soccer. That makes me European. And it's like, get an actor who can do some form. I don't know who the original guy was. I haven't looked it up. The original coach, what exactly European country he's from, but it was, oh my gosh. It's like, we're not even going to try to find an actor. We're not going to have this guy do an accent. Come on. There has to be one person who can act. Because to be fair, the main actor is, when he has to do the dramatic stuff, he does a fantastic job. But he's not a comedian. Hence why it's not funny. They try to make him funny. And he's a jerk. And there's a reason why he's a jerk. It's because of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes that you don't know about until the end. But they try to shoot it and write it like a comedy. You can't do that. So yeah, it is a movie that I wait until it comes out on streaming. Do not watch it. But I will say this. If you want to see what other people go through depression, loss, divorce, and body dysmorphia, and all this type of stuff, watch it. It has good points. I would honestly just fast forward, basically do the first 15, 20 minutes where you get to meet all the characters and stuff, and basically the end. But it is one of those movies. It should have been a dramatic movie. They shouldn't have shied away from what they were talking about and put it out there right. I think it would have actually gotten seen more. And that's just my opinion. But anyway, we're gonna get out of that, and we're gonna play some draft over here on Magic, and have some fun. We got plenty of draft tokens, as apparently this closed down. Hello. It has no signal. Where'd we go here? Where'd we go wrong? Give me a second. Let's see if we can get it fixed. Because I can see my screen. And now it's saying it's already running. Great. It is not running. It's in the background. End task. Okay. Now let's restart it, see if we can get this thing up. But yeah, the movie, they need to reshoot that dang thing. Wait 1 minute. I'm gonna have to restart the computer. Okay, we're gonna be back here in a bit, and then we'll get back into it. Because it is not working for whatever reason. See you guys soon.